weigh in. I want to get your numbers for the lottery.
25 cents is my biggest bet. I won 25 cents yesterday. I said that the students will be, the police will go in last night. I bet 25 cents. And I woke up, I'm like, I'm 25 cents richer now.
It's good to win anything.
They made it easy for the universities to take action after occupying the building and some little bit of violence, and they injured it mildly, even though they mildly injured a faculty member. Injured a faculty member.
I was surprised when they
That was dumb.
It escalated like that.
But this is photos, right? You know, it's not using the power. I don't know how to do it. Just that. Just those two. Really good. Thank you. Hi. So close. Smashy, smashy.
Exactly. It'll probably leave
I think my light is about the same color temperature as this thing. You want to just take a peek?
Okay.
I think it should be right about there, but I can't quite tell. I turned it off or on?
Now, it just looks a little reflective on the tile.
I'm going to turn that on.
going in that place. But even that place is kind of, it felt like they were commenting quite a long way beyond the particulars of this incident. They seem to be kind of, making themselves sort of really like yeah, it felt like more of a kind of think tank kind of speech. Like just around
How's the shop?
Allie, just wait.
What?
Wait for him to come
I
out.
know, too much.
It's too much.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long walk
Long walk, yeah.
backwards through all these people.
It is what it is.
She's going to do it anyway. Okay.
But yeah, that's really good. You know, do you see what I got? What I sent you about? Oh yeah, that's right. You sent me some back.
I'm not sure I want to agree to it.
Oh, obviously. Good. July 10th, I gotta go back. It was a little crazy. I took the officer. Oh yeah. You're out. It's mine.
Looking for John Esposito. Hi, everybody. How you feeling right now, sir? That's a great question. Well, obviously, we worked very hard during the trial and didn't get the result that we wanted. And basically, because of this young lady's hard work in the Court of Appeals, the Court of Appeals determined that Mr. Weinstein did not get a fair trial. I mean, that's the easiest way for people to understand it, is that they said he did not get a fair trial and he deserves to have a do-over, although he was acquitted of the most serious charges. So it'll be a less dramatic trial. It won't be as long. And we're very fortunate to, and Mr. Weinstein is very fortunate to be able to be going back into this courtroom today in front of a judge with an excellent reputation to prove his innocence, which he has been steadfast about since the day I met him approximately 5 years ago. I'm going to head into court. Just watch yourself. There's cars behind you. I'm not going.
And John would have had I'm trying.
Hello, Captain. How are you, sir?
You know, I forget
But
which
you see him up ahead?
Yeah, you
Drop your jacket.
Thank you, I got it.
Drop your jacket.
You see him up ahead?
New York State's a free.
It's like a catwalk on your way.
What's the best case scenario for you today?
A swift date for
Call you back.
a swift date for a trial. You know, obviously we understand that there are certain legal processes that have to take place after a reversal and some motion practice that needs to be done, but
What is Harvey telling you when you talk to him?
go. You know I'm innocent. You know I'm innocent. Go in there and prove that I'm innocent. Watch your back.
Are you going to talk to us after?
Watch your back. Yeah.
Yeah, they're setting up the spot for us next hour.
We've got a press conference for you afterwards.
Gotta be really careful right here.
All right, guys, I'm going to go in.
Yeah.
Thank you. honestly, I don't care.
People are always trying to
I don't care what
separate
they
us.
want. I need you.
Okay. Yeah, I do. And I know what it is also. Thank you.
He's in. All yours, Joe. Well done.
Well done. Good job.
Well done.
Good job, John.
Thank you for all of us. We worked together.
Yes, of course.
Nobody hurt each other.
That was easier.
Very happy. Thank you very much. It was very kind. Well done. Well done, Eric. Thank you.
Who was that guy?
Maybe he was just unhappy living.
We think so.
lost man.
Or for like other other way, Andrew. Thanks for letting me shoot.
Did you see anything?
I see artwork. That's it, Greg. Got the hat on.
I'm sorry.
He has a white Peter! Hey,
Peter, why don't you get in the middle of the hallway? Excuse me. Excuse me.
I've lived in the Lower Side all my life, and I don't know if there's
Hey, Phil, when you guys pop out, you're blocking all of our shots.
Peter, his name is.
walk outside, make a left turn, down the courtroom, go to the corner, and then walk straight. I mean, it's the park, but it's really outside the building. You know where I let out the other day? It's just at the corner of the courthouse, rather than it's
His name's Peter.
No, Peter Cottontail, it's me.
No, it's not still his Peter. Oh, it's Peter. Specifically.
I'm just gonna walk and stand in front of him with my iPhone and then just shoot like this in front of him.
Oh, I gotta go hand off this. So this is the president. You're down an inch. Thank you so much. I'm not going to wheel him down this whole way. That'd be crazy.
Oh, that one's finer. I got stuck in my head the other day.
Ladies and gentlemen, here for part 81. Do we have any members in the public, not press, online? Just raise your hands. Public? Can I have the members in the public? Who else is with the public? Public?
Thanks, man.
I gotta have you guys come here. There's two separate lines, one for press, one for public. Second one for public, all right? Everyone else is press? If you're press and you want to use the laptop, never done my money. You have the person all right?
Jack. Sorry, what was that? Jack. Jack. If she can walk out, then she'll get a lot of cover. It's in here. It'll be around the wall.
I'm just gonna go stand by son. Hold it out. Yeah, I'm not.
Thanks everybody for turning your lights on.
No, I'm just gonna just a bunch of people in the face. You gotta look at this. There's two of them.
Just give it like.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to let you in the courtroom nice and early to get you all set up, okay? Just make sure that you have your credentials on your outermost garments that you will use, all your electronic devices, no cell phones, just laptop, please, okay? Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right.
Folks, coming in? Let's go. How long are these proceedings going to take? Second
Did you tell her, Jack?
Yeah, I told her.
How did she feel about it?
Good?
Yeah?
Yes.
Hey, Mom. Hey, girl.
Hi, Johnny.
Friday?
Huh?
Friday?
What's happening?
Back to back?
When?
Friday morning? Sophie's Christmas?
I think I can come to our pool. Near Orchard.
No, I mean, it's a nothing thing.
I'll be doing Trump, I think.
I'm looking for an excuse.
No, I know. Of course. Cappuccino and art?
What?
Cappuccino and art?
Yeah.
Who's got tungsten on? Does anybody know how to color temperature match? No?
Are we having camera class?
Some tungsten up front while they're in the way.
Yeah.
Horrible.
I got a good one. Just flipping out and weird yellow light. It's so yellow.
Color temperature though is something for a reason, right? It's like an amazing feature.
It's like 4K.
Big groundbreak. Yeah, I think like 42 and change or something.
All my hallway shots always like it's not even mad at it.
Our last operations guy was like, last operations guy was like, Katie, I looked on the sheet to see if you were doing court, and he did a quick hallway interview. It looked frantic, but you should have put your light on. And when I was running down the hallway, the Cloverfield camera, I should have. And the juror was trying to kick it along the path, chasing this way to the elevator. Yeah. What you could have done. Yeah, you could have a second. Yeah, 95. Hot days, rainy days, whatever days, you can just in your car.
Yeah, did you guys see the breaking news on that?
Never mind.
Fred, this is yours.
Wait, can't you put it with all the rest of us?
No, I'm offering it to everybody.
Well, we all have to move it again?
I offer it. If you don't want to use it, you don't have
We're
to
not going
use
to
it.
care enough to
It's
far
okay.
away.
If you don't want it, then I'm going to get rid of it. I offered it. I offered it. It's good? No need to make it complicated.
Yeah. That's kind of our last lesson.
Much better. And now, when you next time we're on the car, I'll show you some new tricks.
Yeah.
Christy will go, no. No, do my own thing.
This is also the valley. Yeah. But the original sentence was 4 life terms, and I'm hoping to get it reduced to 2 life terms. 2 life terms. Oh yeah, those are all the life terms. After the life terms,
These are cold case models. Yeah. Did you do this one on poison?
No. We've been doing like 10 minutes.
You see what they did with that little?
I did.
Yeah, what is that, like a little CD filter?
Some Apple things. Like dust particles. Makes you feel something, right? It's such a crazy, I'm like, we're not allowed to show blood, we want to show us straw.
So that's undergrad graduation, so about a year ago.
Skull. How are we allowed to show a skull?
It's an X-ray. Turn it around.
But like, a woman who's 8 months pregnant gets slaughtered by her baby daddy, and you just have to shoot a tree. You know, just any scene you can.
We did a whole case and this guy found his detective. You guys can see that. Yeah, because I was shooting them too.
Yeah.
He showed us like 381 guys. It was pretty bad. Not showing that one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, here's the body when it takes the bullet from the back. Falls.
Yeah, there's some.
4,000. 4,000.
Just yeah, I'll let you know.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. We did like house. Like we drove to the yeah. Somebody walked by.
They've been having marks going every Thursday. Because they'll leave it.
We've been trying to do it.
For Law and Order.
I see one more picture of the skull for
Yeah.
What's wrong with it? We had a recovery back.
Why did you post the skull with all this?
That's great.
3 weeks ago.
That's after.
It taking that long to Photoshop it? To put their name on the top?
Yeah.
They want that just really fancy signature. I heard that.
Oh, you didn't have
So like Alice writes it and she like
Oh, sorry, John.
I'm not sure the whole thing.
What?
So essentially all we had were cop stock and a blanket that the kid was found. The kid was found in a duffel bag wrapped in this blanket and floating in the water.
Ooh, I like that. How do you get to put it?
Three cameras. Take care.
4,000.
Great. I didn't realize there should be.
Thanks for all the light.
Yeah, I'm after all the light on it.
Thanks. I think we should all put on 10K and show everybody.
That's what I'm gonna do. Play catch. You caught it. You want my light?
No, can you actually change your light that way? Or not for the light, but for so it's out of the way.
Yeah.
You can turn it off too.
Oh, you don't want me to bounce?
No, just no.
You like this orange feeling?
No, it's fine. It's just bouncing right in my lap. That's what I mean.
Is that in your shot?
Yeah, it's the light itself is in my shot.
Okay. I'll put it just this
There you go, thanks.
Did you watch that movie? Civil War. Is it about a writer's report?
Civil War?
It's like post-apocalyptic kind of. It's like there's a civil war. Oh, it's about these. It's about these writers. It was good. I saw it. Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was okay. Like right behind me. I would never let that. Yeah, it's cool. I don't. There's still guys. Christian guns. Okay. Yes. Yes. Is he really? I saw the email. Can you get Monster too? There you go. Christy told her. You know, have your ear. You know, we're going to New York one, and now we're here. And she goes, we never went to Christy said, yeah, we did. We worked together several times. She goes, no, it was only your sister. No, we did the puppy story, the building, She's like, well, she like listed, and Monster was like, no, that was your sister. We didn't work together. Christy goes, why would I be making up the stories that we were? It's funny because Christy told me that story. We met. Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah. You did. You said your name something. They love themselves. Oh, it's right. Yeah, it's not like great trend.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have a sitting judge come to 42. So cameras go off when she walks by, okay?
Still not gonna wait outside.
For machines. She's not the regular judge.
Get the best of the best. I was like, what would you got better? I was like, there's no way. I don't know. I did not want to publish. 9 a.m. started.
covered that. I feel like Wonder Woman. Well, he's crazy lady. He went in and he's double back. It's like the biggest legs and he always is hiding. Hey man, Yankee Stadium. I was like, there you go, that guy. He's like, I gotta send you to Central Park. I go, why? There's a place with a dead dog. A dead dog? Yeah. I know, still to this day, I don't know why. Dead dog there was. Just there laying there with this dead dog. It sounds like fires in chest. There was a German child. Okay, I got it.
One day he sent me to 9 different places. I mean, no. They are car your house. And I'm like, okay, so driving this ahead. And she was, oh, never mind. It was this girl in a transformer. Quick. In the car in a sinkhole. And I'm like, okay. Oh, never mind. It's a fender bender. Can you call on these things first before you send?
Well, that's
It's like
never rush anyway.
It's scrolling citizen and being like, run. Has he been in the I know. They
Thanks for the lights. Appreciate it. 4,000.
How high are you going to go?
I'm going to stand.
How are you going to stand out?
Yeah, I can't see anything.
Okay.
Little ball? That's the problem with the boom ball. Remember we had the bottom of the boom balls like that?
Oh, yeah.
Cameras off. Off. Everything off. Cameras off.
Yes. So just let you know, your leg is right by my leg. I don't want to. That one right there? Yes.
4,000. Down. That's fine. Okay, that will work. I turned mine on as soon as I
say what you popped up that screen, what you
No. So I got a video today of one trying to get him to see who had the nastiest shoes. Listen, when I went to Yale, we ride along the best standard of the Yale Community College. In Portland, Maine. We often do this. Just add to my collection. I can't remember.
So accurate. Someone was like, she would go away and she would, everywhere you walk, she followed you, and then you look at your email. Is that like basketball?
It's only because he had the mask. He did. The mask. That mask. You didn't have so king. That convict actually not very flat. Really? Right to jail. Nice, like a nice extradition. Nice
I know. That's great.
I've been eating with one of the guys from last night. That's they let him go. Yeah, and what if they had been letting these students?
You want me to get another song stuck in your head?
So this isn't me. Yeah, they said you did such and such a recast and interview. You're kidding me. Are you kidding me? They're going to decide. Send you the money.
But do you want to go this we did today. This new bag. So they know what to bring.
Wait, who sends who the week? They send you over I'm going to take over action.
Take them out, please.
Call Mark's without capital. He can only to make a statement.
Quiet down, please.
It's not like Pokemon catch them all. No, you can't trust it. Curtis can say Turtle Boy. So just seeing a dead body? Oh. You mean set it on the switch? Yeah.
Yeah, push it out further, Peter, in the middle of the hallway. Push it out to the middle of the hallway.
What's that? Often never see a microphone before.
Get a longer lens.
Often never met a microphone before. Bang it out. Hey, Josh, what else are you doing? I can do all the
You smell like shit. They don't have a police department. We
So you know how we don't watch the video all the time, but you know how we would tell the same
New York has really
I'm overpowering. Like their mothers and that. So if an idiot, I staggered the audio so he was talking over himself.
Well, you know what? If you thank her for one, courthouse was free.
How's he getting in there? How is he getting in there?
Weinstein?
Your lawyer, how's he getting in?
Maybe open up the end there.
I think it'll be fine. Who's voicing America? The microphone's pointing in the wrong direction. You might want to adjust your microphone when you're coming out. Or you don't have to.
Exactly.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah, so we think. badass. Yeah. I was like, if there were gunshots, I'm running the other way. Well, they're gonna have to wait a second. Did good. I like that.
Oh, no one's behind me.
They'll take
Take it. How did Gloria come out? Oh, yeah.
She's around.
She's
No,
Oh, no, not yet. This is Russ. She'll wait.
Rosario, John is right next to you. John, right here, please. And Rosario over a little bit. And Craig, Hammond's over just a second. Excuse me, ma'am. Put your phone down.
You guys good to go? Good afternoon, everyone. I am Arthur Aidala, and next to me is Diana Fabi Sampson and retired Judge Barry Cammons. We were Harvey Weinstein's attorneys at the trial 4 years ago, and we were in court today for Mr. Weinstein.
a little bit, please.
We are in court today for Mr. Weinstein. Obviously, a lot of people ask, how do we all feel, including Mr. Weinstein? Obviously, there's a tremendous sense of relief that we're back here. The most obvious difference is the judge that we're before. Judge Curtis Farber clearly is the consummate professional. The way he handles his courtroom, the way he handles litigants before him on both sides. He has a reputation of being very fair, but the reputation that he really enjoys is being very intelligent. And that's what we want. We want a judge who will make legal rulings according to the law, not making legal rulings according to opinion polls or popularity contests. I would be remiss if I didn't thank the New York State court officers. They have been absolutely remarkable throughout the course of this, from 4 years ago till last week till today. And that makes a big difference on how a case operates and how it runs. Mr. Weinstein was treated with the dignity that a person who is presumed innocent deserves, because everyone should understand Harvey Weinstein is now presumed innocent. I asked in court for the indictment to be adjusted because there are no more allegations with Annabella Sciorra. He was found not guilty. Not guilty. We heard that twice. Jessica Mann was in the courtroom today. The big charge against her, not guilty, that jury said. Even with all that improper, illegal evidence against him, the jury said not guilty with the most serious charges with Jessica Mann. So yes, it was great publicity and great showmanship by the Manhattan District Attorney's Office to have Jessica Mann in the second row today. However, if Mr. Weinstein went to trial on that, and if by some chance he would lose, he's walking out the back door with the rest of us, because he's already done more time than he could do at the minimal charge that remains regarding Jessica Mann. I thought it was, trying to be inappropriate for Gloria Allred to be in the court today. You know, I've gone toe-to-toe with Ms. Allred for over a decade when I represented the great Lawrence Taylor in a case where we worked so hard to maintain the anonymity of the complainant in that case. And we disposed of that case, and then Gloria rolled out this 19-year-old young lady and exploited her for no reason except to get a lot of media attention. And that young girl suffered because of Gloria Allred. And once again today, why is she in that courtroom? For the media. Her client, who she represented, Mimi Haley, wasn't in the courtroom. She's there, and she knows that at the trial, Mimi Haley testified that she had no financial interest in the outcome of this case. And that Gloria Allred, who as far as I know was never an assistant district attorney or never a criminal defense attorney, was there to guide her through the criminal justice system. And moments after Mr. Weinstein was sentenced, a lawsuit was filed, and she got a significant check from an insurance company. Not from Mr. Weinstein, but from an insurance company. So the first question, if she dares to come and show her face here, will be, tell this jury how you lied to the last jury when you said you had no financial interest in the outcome of this case. When moments after the sentencing, you filed a lawsuit and collected a tremendous sum of money. We will now digest every syllable of the prior testimony of all the witnesses. We will assemble a team of the best and the brightest and make sure that this case is litigated properly in front of an excellent judge who the difference between this judge and the last judge is night and day. And we're very confident that if it goes to trial, the only words we'll hear at the end of the trial are not guilty. I do want to point out that Jennifer Bogine is here. She is handling Mr. Weinstein's appeal in California. She is, I believe on the record, I called her a brilliant lawyer. I will say that again. She is beyond fantastic. She has been a absolute pleasure to work with, but she has added so much depth to Mr. Weinstein's team and how she fights tooth and nail for not only Mr. Weinstein, for all of her clients. Yes, Molly.
For people who don't know, why is the trial court judge James Burke no longer on the bench? And we also have a new district attorney now. How do you think this might play out differently under Alvin Bragg than Cy Vance?
Well, in the culture that I grew up, we're at Hogan Place, Frank Hogan when he was the district attorney, and Mr. Morgenthau, I don't believe they showed up in courtrooms. I believe that they felt, and their policy was, that's grandstanding. I'm not going to tell Mr. Bragg what he should do and where he should show up. I don't really know him personally. It's his office. If he wanted to be there today, if he thought that a 73-year-old man, maybe 72, how old is he? A 72-year-old man in a wheelchair is the case that he should be on here, as opposed to, I don't know, what took place at Columbia last night. Hats off to the NYPD for their professionalism. Or maybe like the people on the subway who are getting robbed and mugged, the assaults. Maybe, he should, I would just say nicely to him, not as a wise guy, say, why don't you go sit in arraignments and look at what's going on there? That probably has more of an effect on your constituents in the city and in the borough of Manhattan than what's going on with Harvey Weinstein, who you all saw the condition he's in. He's not hurting anyone ever again, if that's what he was accused of in the beginning. I'm not saying he ever did. But, there may be different ways to use your resources when you're the chief executive. So he's the new DA. He has the power to decide whether we're going forward or we're not going forward. Not as Mr. Weinstein's attorney, but as a taxpayer, I would really love the district attorney of Manhattan, where I work and my friends work, to really focus on the crimes that affect all of us on the subways and on the streets, as opposed to something that happened decades ago to someone, allegedly by someone who can do no more harm. But Mr. Bragg will make the decision of how he wants to go forward. In terms of the trial judge, within 2 years after this trial, it was time for him to determine whether he was going to be reappointed by the mayor of the city of New York. There is a committee of lawyers and retired judges that Mayor Eric Adams appoints to vet judges who are up for reappointment. And all I know is that committee never suggested to or recommended to the mayor that trial judge should be reappointed, so he is no longer a judge.
Mr. Idala, you were talking about Mr. Weinstein's health issues. I don't know if you can elaborate on them, and are you fearful he may not survive another trial?
Mr. Weinstein is clearly physically not in good health. As I said on the record in court, mentally he's fine. He's sharp as a tack. But physically he has been breaking down for years. And when you're a man in the 70s and you have health issues, being incarcerated is not the place to be. I know there's been a big deal made out of the fact that he's at Bellevue Hospital now, but when he was in prison upstate, he was in hospital. So he went from a hospital to a hospital. They tried to put him in Rikers, and when he was examined in Rikers, Rikers immediately said, no, you have to be in a hospital. I am very hopeful that he's not going anywhere anytime soon, but he's in constant pain that he's fighting through. And again, he's not in the setting as we all are, where, if you want to take 2 Advil, you just open the medicine cabinet. It's a whole process to get 2 Advil. But he's fighting the fight the best that he can under the circumstances. Obviously, there's a new sense of energy about him because of the Court of Appeals ruling, but also because the medicine and the treatment that he's getting here in Bellevue, it is considerably better than what he was getting upstate. And the Department of Corrections and Health and Human Services, or whatever those agencies are, deserve credit for looking at him as a human being named Harvey, as opposed to anything but that.
Do you expect at some point to try and get bail for him?
It's a little bit of a complicated issue. It obviously ties into California. In California, as in New York, there is a provision for what's called bail pending appeal. And typically part of that has to do with showing a court that you're likely to win during the appeal. Is that correct, Jennifer?
One of the factors.
That's one of the factors. And obviously now that this case has been reversed and it was used in that case, that would be one of the factors if I was a judge to take into consideration. If we even get a sniff that he's going to get bail in California, of course we would ask for bail here, because unlike what the defendant said, what the prosecutor said here, he was out on bail the last time when he was charged with life without parole, where he was charged with rape in the first degree, not once but twice. This case is so much more diminished. There were going to be 7 witnesses here. Best case scenario here is there's going to be 2. So of course he would be eligible for bail, and actually be bail much lower than the bail that was set 5 years ago.
So do you plan to ask for it?
Only if things are going the right way in California. Otherwise, it's just a waste of everyone's time, and I don't practice law to waste anyone's time.
Hi, I have a question about the California appeal.
Jennifer, do you want to step up? No, she knows.
So,
She needs to. That's right.
So it's my understanding that in California there are more protections for judges in allowing evidence of uncharged crimes in sex crimes cases, and that basically if you are going to successfully appeal upon that, the statute requires that you show abuse of judicial discretion. Lawyers I've spoken to, including the attorney for Jane Doe 1, said that there didn't seem to be evidence that the judge had abused judicial discretion.
That's what he would say.
Well,
but.
no, I mean, but are you concerned about that? I mean,
I'm not.
Like Molyneux here.
Yeah, so you're right. There's a statute in California, it's 1108, that actually does permit the admission of propensity evidence. It's a little different than New York. But what remains the same from California to New York is that a judge absolutely has to do a balancing test to determine whether the admission of this propensity evidence would cause undue prejudice. That remains the same. That is true in California, it's true in New York, frankly it's true in every jurisdiction in this country. The court did not do that there. And so they have the same problems, because even though you're correct, the law is a little different, there is the possibility that propensity evidence can be admitted, but that's not the end of the inquiry. I would also point out that this appeal in California does not turn entirely on this issue. I'm not even saying that's the best issue. That appeal was hanging on by a thread already, because what people don't realize is Mr. Weinstein was either acquitted or the jury was hung on every single count in that indictment except the ones related to Jane Doe 1, and the judge there gutted his defense. He was prohibited from presenting evidence that showed that he was not even with her, that she was with somebody else on the night of the alleged assault. So I don't want to get too much into the weeds on that, but this issue about the Molyneux issue, the 1108 issue, yes, it is an issue in California. It's not the only issue. And at the end of the day, the judge still abused her discretion when she permitted all of that propensity evidence in. So.
Thank you. Will Mr. Weinstein remain at Bellevue, or is there any scenario in which he would return upstate?
No, Mr. Weinstein will not be returning upstate. Upstate is only for people who are convicted. So he would stay downstate. It's up to the doctors where what the location of his body is.
Arthur, can you tell us about Harvey's life in prison? You know, who was he friends with?
Well, he read.
How did the other prisoners regard him? You know, how was
He is, he's a charismatic guy. He's got a lot of charisma. He's got a lot of charm, and he's got a lot of great stories. So he's gotten along very well. You know, he didn't have any fights, any altercations, nothing like that. You know, he's an older, sickly man who's not a threat to anybody. He's very generous and friendly to people. As I mentioned in court, he's read hundreds of books. The ones that he highlighted to me, Diana, where are you? Come over here. Were the one about Abraham Lincoln.
Yep.
One about Eleanor Roosevelt.
Yep. Team of Rivals.
Anything else that I forgot? He's making the best. The human spirit is very powerful. Harvey Weinstein was used to drinking champagne and eating caviar, and now he's at the commissary paying for potato chips and M&Ms. But he keeps his chin up, and he makes the best out of a really horrible situation. And as I mentioned last week, when we spoke on the phone, he said, Arthur, I told you I was innocent. I am innocent, but I just did 4 years in prison, away from my family, away from my children. You know, how do I get that back? And the answer is you don't. Yes, sir.
Arthur, even with the low amount of witnesses, even with what happened last week at the Court of Appeals, do you see this, or do you not see this as a slam dunk? Why or why not?
Well, I've been practicing law for too long to talk about anything being a slam dunk. But obviously, the fact that the Court of Appeals said, the only witnesses that could be there are the ones who are claiming to be complaining witnesses, and not, don't forget, there were more witnesses who he was not charged with, just to show propensity, just to say, what a bad guy Harvey is. You want to know? Talk to this one, talk to that one. It's almost like, conviction by rumor, conviction by peer pressure, and as opposed to looking at the actual evidence and digging in. And so I would use the term, we're cautiously optimistic that if this case goes to trial, I mean, I'm not very concerned about Jessica Mann. I mean, obviously, Mr. Weinstein wants his name cleared. But when you're a criminal defense attorney and you have somebody's life in your hands, and you know if they get convicted of that charge, that nothing's happening to them, it does take some pressure off. The Mimi Halei count, it's very serious. But as I said, the DA's office isn't going to look at her and see whether she perjured herself, because we believe that she did. We're going to look into that and investigate it and see if that's something that could be brought up. Even if we could, her cross-examination will be prepared for months, literally, and we're already starting. I mean, John Esposito, who is a former Manhattan Assistant District Attorney, he's already reading the transcripts. So, we're going to dice it, slice it, and make sure that that jury hears everything from the day they met until the day she cashed the check of the lawsuit, of the check from the lawsuit that she swore under oath to these 12 jurors that she didn't want and she wasn't going to get. So she lied. She lied to those jurors.
On his sentencing, he said that his children haven't spoken to him since the New Yorker and New York Times expose in 2017. Can you say anything about whether they're in contact again, if anyone visited him?
I know he speaks to his young children very regularly, and he authorized me to say that's what he lives for, is for his 2 young children. Anything else?
How is he paying for the defense? I thought he was broke.
I guess that would be a question between Harvey and I. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.
She's right behind. She's setting up shop now. Chopping up a bit.
Sarah.
You got anything needed? Hey, where's 1010 went? Thanks. How's everything?
All right, you ready for round 2?
That sucked. Appreciate that. Fox. Hey, Fox. Who's Fox?
She's talking.
Anybody? Who's Fox?
Right here.
Right here. Could we bring this down a little bit so that the rest of the microphones, the face is going to be... This is you. Yeah? You understand what I'm saying? Because it's so much taller than everyone else, everybody on the peripheries doesn't get the same signal.
Does anybody know if Gloria is...
If you could just bring it in. Someone from 1010 Wins knocked my shit over and I was struggling to get this out. That's good. Better than nothing.
Okay.
All good?
Yeah, that's better. Okay. All right. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have to make a pass. Try this. Keep it open, please. Thank you.
We're ready for you.
Okay. I'm Attorney Gloria Allred. I represent Complainant A, Mimi Haley, for which in the last criminal trial here in New York, the defendant, Harvey Weinstein, was convicted of criminal sexual assault. That testimony was obviously believed by the jury, and in addition, Mimi's testimony was not the only evidence presented. In addition to the Me Too witnesses, the Molyneux witnesses, there was also an outcry witness who also testified. In any event, the convictions were vacated. Now there is a new trial ordered by the New York Court of Appeals. Mimi has not yet reached a decision as to whether or not she will agree to testify in the new trial. She has stated that the vacating of the conviction was re-traumatizing to her, and that it will be even more traumatic to testify once again. She made an enormous sacrifice of time and emotion during the years prior to her finally taking the witness stand at the trial. She was very courageous. She withstood cross-examination. And based on her testimony, the judge sentenced the defendant to 20 years of the 23-year sentence for criminal sexual assault. It was forcible. The other 3 years were for the other victim, where there was a conviction of third-degree rape. The other victim was in the courtroom today. Mimi is not in New York at this time. So she's still thinking about it, and she certainly will let the prosecutors know when she reaches a decision. It's not an easy one for her. Having said that, as to the New York Court of Appeals decision, obviously, I do not agree with it. I respectfully would be with the dissent. I'm also licensed to practice in California, and was present at the California trial wherein there was a conviction of the defendant for one victim there. As to the setting aside of the New York convictions, that is not binding precedent on California. I can tell you that. I'm licensed in both states. However, I cannot predict what the California court will do. I understand that the defense brief for their appeal from the conviction is due this month. I understand some of the arguments that may be made, but I can't predict what the California court will do, except to say we have different law as to prior bad act witnesses or witnesses to uncharged crimes. In California, we can, or that is, the prosecutors can admit the testimony of prior bad act witnesses, even if it would show a propensity to commit other crimes. In New York, it cannot be admitted solely for that purpose, and the majority found that it was admitted solely for that purpose, although the dissent disagrees. It really, from the prosecution point of view, was admitted in order to show intent, in order to defeat the premise of the defense that there was consent of the victims. Obviously, if it was forcible, there was no consent. In any event, people have asked me what will happen to the Me Too movement. Will the movement continue? And this is my answer. This movement is alive and well in New York, in California, and in many other states. And as the dissent pointed out in the New York Court of Appeals decision, acquaintance rape, which is what was essentially alleged, acquaintance sexual assault, has a much lower conviction rate than stranger rape. And that is one of the reasons it's important to understand the context. It's important for juries to understand rape myths, and it's important from the dissent point of view to hear from prior bad act witnesses. I agree with that, and I think a bill should be introduced in New York similar to what we have in California. California is more protective of victims' rights than New York is now with this New York Court of Appeals decision. So I'll be happy to answer any questions. I'll just say Mimi doesn't have a timeline right now for making her decision, but hopefully it will be soon. Probably not soon enough for you, Arthur, but having said that, it'll be when she's ready.
Well, Arthur questioned your being here today.
Arthur questioned my being here?
He did.
Okay, well, I don't know why. Would you like to tell me why I should not be here as a victim's rights attorney for Mimi in New York? I can't hear you. Maybe.
I was very surprised to see you walk in here today.
I like surprises, and that's why I didn't tell you in advance, Arthur.
I did the same thing when I represented Lawrence Dale. You just came on in and did your thing. Enjoy yourself.
Okay, I don't know. I would think you would have better things to do than to be concerned about my being here, but apparently not. So enjoy yourself. Any other questions?
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Okay,
Gloria.
thank you.
Thank you so much. Can you hold that up one more time?
Oh. Is it?
Well, I think you are on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You want the full audit? Or just this recording?
Recording is fine.
Nothing done.
Tomorrow? Not like we haven't had a knockout here. Well, this is easy to see it.
I saw you pulling in. Hey, Nate, appreciate it. Not much. I just finished treating the press conference from the moment.